Now presenting
the RKULTRA podcast,
Expanding Your Minds.
whether you want it or not.
Here at RKULTRA, we enjoy a good horror movie. Now, personally, I like the ones where the camp counselors are lost in the woods half naked and then are ambushed by psychos in masks. But that's just me, and my lawyers advised me not to talk about that at length anyway.
Instead, we're going to talk about classic monsters and their movies. We're going to shed new light on these misunderstood creatures. So, Kevin, what's the first monster on our list?
Will that be Count Dracula?
Really? The vampire?
Yeah.
Like Twilight?
No, like 1931 Dracula starring Bela Lugosi.
Ah.
Yeah, you see, Dracula's my kind of guy. He leaves Transylvania to hit up London so he can score some babes. Sets up shop in an awesome crumbling castle pad. And he's partying, he's drinking the blood of maidens, having a great time. Until Van Helsing, vampire hunter, comes and tries to put a stake through his heart. Pretty rude.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. It was a low-budget film in the 1930s. Relied mostly on fog and lighting effects. I mean, you never even see Dracula turn into a vampire on screen. It always happens off screen.
Interesting.
It was pretty controversial for 1931.
Why is that? Too gory?
No, it was too dark, too demonic. Catholic Church hated it.
So what sets Count Dracula apart from the other monsters?
Well, mostly freedom of choice and intelligence. You see, the Wolfman turns into a werewolf by the moonlight, goes out and kills, but he doesn't even want to do it. It's against his will. See, the vampire, they do it for food and for fun. They really get to enjoy the evil, you know?
I see. So would you trade places with Count Dracula?
Yeah, I think so. I really don't see a downside to it. I mean, no reflection. You can turn into a bat, hypnotize people. I mean, you're basically unkillable unless someone drives a wooden stake through your heart. You know, allergic to garlic, but who cares? I would take it.
I guess it does have its pros, with very little cons when you say it like that.
I believe Dracula is a truly misunderstood monster. I mean, he's just eating for food and for fun. So, RJ, what's the next monster up on our list?
Next up is Frankenstein, that lovable reanimated corpse.
Oh,
Yeah. You know, after the success of Dracula, the people were just frothing at the mouth for more monsters.
I know I am.
Therefore, the production of the 1931 Frankenstein movie went underway. Now, Frankenstein was actually the first movie to be billed as the genre horror, so it truly is the first horror movie. In the movie, we follow the journey of Dr. Frankenstein, a misunderstood genius, as he strings together body parts in his studio apartment. I mean laboratory.
Oh, sounds noble.
It was. There he creates new life, and Frankenstein's monster is born.
Well, you know, it's never good to play God.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Now, Frankenstein is truly a misunderstood creature. Imagine yourself being thrusted violently into existence as a full-grown human with no understanding of any social norms and with the appearance of a corpse that's been sewn together.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, he only seeks to understand, and man rewards him with violence and pain. We see an example of his free learning spirit and potentially loving side in the sequel, The Bride of Frankenstein, in 1935. He seeks out a mate. He gets to smoke a stogie, and he even gets to talk.
Smoke. Good. So, RJ, would you ever trade places with a Frankenstein-style monster?
Absolutely not. Why would I want to be a confused, shambling corpse?
Yeah, okay, fair point. But let's say you already died. Would you come back as a Frankenstein kind of monster?
Oh, well, when you put it like that, that would be pretty badass. I mean, it's like I get to hit the reset button and get to redo life or whatever you call that.
Would you be angry at your creator for bringing you back in such a crude fashion?
I don't think so. I think I'd be pretty grateful. You know, it's again a redo button for life.
Yeah, I guess you get to start as an adult, you know. But we can't talk about classic monsters without also talking about classic kaijus. The definition for the word kaiju is big fucking monster. And there's no bigger monster than Godzilla, also known as Gojira.
Gojira.
Godzilla made his on-screen appearance in 1954. He is a prehistoric dinosaur that is awakened by atomic explosions in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And through the course of 38 movies, he's surely taken millions of lives. But we got to cut the guy some slack, you know? He woke up after an atomic explosion and all of a sudden he needs radiation to survive. There are other giant monsters always taking pot shots at him. And not only that, aliens built a replica of him to attack him. Pretty shitty deal.
Really? So even aliens were going after Godzilla?
Oh, yeah, everyone wants a piece.
These guys are assholes.
The humans don't make it any better either. I mean, they're always shooting rockets at him and trying to build black hole guns to banish him to other dimensions.
Sounds convoluted.
Yeah, I know. You think after he destroyed Tokyo like 38 times, they just abandoned and stopped rebuilding, but
Would you consider Godzilla a good or a bad guy?
Personally, I'd consider him a pretty good guy. I mean, at first he's written as the monster that comes and terrorizes the city. But as the movies go on, you know, he's actually the defender of the city. Other monsters come in and try to take over, and he's like, nah, this is my stomping ground. You know, and tries to kick that bastard out.
That's a fair point. So let's say Godzilla is about to attack. What is your Godzilla defense or attack plan?
My Godzilla defense or attack plan is to get the fuck out of Tokyo as fast as I can. Boat, plane, I don't care how. I just leave. I go to a different hemisphere
There is no fighting it.
where there's no giant.
There is no defending it.
Yeah,
You just let them have it.
I'm out.
You just,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have no dog in this fight.
that's fair.
I'm going to Switzerland where there are no kaijus.
I don't think anybody has defeated Godzilla now that I think about it. So it's probably a good idea. It seems hopeless.
Not sure I've seen all 38 movies, but to my knowledge, no, I don't think he's ever lost. So
No, he usually does what he needs to do and then just retreats back into the water, you know, and rests.
does whatever a lizard does. But we all know Godzilla is the king of monsters. I think there's only one kaiju that could even come close to competing with him.
And that has to be King Kong.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. Now, King Kong made his film debut in 1933 in black and white. And Rotten Tomatoes ranks this as the greatest horror film of all time.
You mean it wasn't Leprechaun?
No, it was King Kong. Now, King Kong follows the journey of a filmmaking team who goes to Skull Island to capture the most interesting jungle film of its time. They come there, they bring a hot blonde babe who eventually gets lost to the native people and is offered up as tribute to this gigantic gorilla known as King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we come to find out that King Kong has a hot blonde babe fetish. So he steals the hot blonde babe. He adores her. The filmmaking team spends all of its time searching for him on this undiscovered island full of dinosaurs and giant bugs and everything like that. And throughout the journey, they finally find him, capture him, take him back to New York, where he wreaks havoc, and then they kill him.
That sounds like that's on them. So they go to this island, they find this 30-foot tall gorilla, and their bright idea is to capture it.
Exactly. And not only that, they separate him from his hot blonde babe, which they just gave him. Like he's used to all of these tributes from this tribe. So it's like, this is normal for him. They've normalized this process and then they take it away from him, his special hot blonde babe.
That's crazy. I think we can safely say that King Kong's not just misunderstood. He was wronged.
Exactly.
Not the villain at all.
I agree.
RJ, can you explain the sexual attraction between King Kong and a human being?
If I must. It's really simple if you think about it. King Kong is the last of his kind. All of his friends and all of his family is dead. So the pickings are pretty slim. Not only that, the tribe on the island has normalized giving him babes. So when you think about it, when a hot blonde one comes around, that's special. He's never seen one like that. So it's only natural that he would become attached to that.
I see. Why didn't that crew take any of the other creatures from the island?
That's a good question because, we see T-Rexes, giant mythical bugs, and a plethora of other creatures that they could have fit onto their boat with much less effort, with just as much imaginative exploration involved.
Yeah, it would have brought in just as many dollars, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, maybe not as many dollars, but definitely a safe amount of
I
dollars.
mean, enough.
Yeah, I mean, how you have to go for the big apex alpha predator, the last of his kind, the one that's revered by the culture on that island. So it's like
I want to capture the largest and rarest creature you have.
it's really just typical human behavior, isn't it?
Agreed. Yeah.
Now, all of these monsters have a rich history that is intertwined, whether it be Frankenstein crashing Dracula's pad or King Kong fighting Godzilla. And we really truly get to understand that they are misunderstood if we dive deep into the information and expand our minds just a little bit.
Tell us what your favorite movie monsters are in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at RKULTRAcast.
Or www.RKULTRA.com. Follow us because we'll be following you.